F-150 Crew Cab 4x4 XLT, $52,574. 24 Ford Ranger Crew Cab STX, $33,942. 24 F-250 4x4, $48,888. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, local you trust.
Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. That would be me, my friends. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. I know I'm running a couple of minutes late this morning. Had to get everything populated. Could not get out of bed. The show must go on. I get it, but I'm on a different platform than the local TV stations. The show goes on no matter what if somebody's not there. Well, for me, I'm going to run a couple of minutes late. So grab your cup of coffee and join me this morning. Hopefully you had a good weekend this weekend. Anyways, I want to start you off first things first with a look at downtown Gatlinburg here at this hour, because we do have the overcast gray skies hanging out with us here this morning. That's really going to be the story. So again, damp, dreary, overcast, gray. Oh, and don't forget the jackets. Steady to steadily falling temperatures, and we've already had our high temperature for the day today. So we'll take you right to the weather maps, because if you got to hit the road, we do have wet roads to get the morning started. No traffic troubles so far this morning, as we typically don't at 6:06. But the rain is going to continue to settle its way on in. Now, we're going to start to see these rain showers taper off, but I think that inversion and the low-level moisture is going to keep it kind of gray, overcast. The cloud deck will start to lift as we progress through the day today, and the dreary, drizzly, damp conditions will start to exit as we progress through the day. But you can still see how we have that southerly fetch of moisture, very slow moving low. This thing has taken its time. Remember, this is the same system that brought us the stuck weather pattern and the severe weather and the flooding and flash flooding across parts of the Mississippi River Valley, the midsection of the country. With the colder air out west, and we were incredibly warm. We had temperatures record highs. We were in the mid to upper 80s. Well, today's the day that those temperatures drop about 30 degrees from what we saw on Friday and Saturday. Here is that trough today. It starts to dig its way in today and tomorrow, and so that's what's going to bring us the chillier weather. So here are your weather headlines. Overcast, dreary, damp with light rain showers, steady to steadily falling temperatures. I'll show you those high temperatures coming up here in just a second, but I have updated that on the East Tennessee weather app, so if you go look at your daily forecast, which is what my kid does every morning, what's Dad's weather app say? And so I've adjusted the day parts, because, again, it's going to be steady to steadily falling temperatures. Chilly sunshine, though, returns tomorrow. We've got some sunshine on the way, but it's chilly sunshine. And morning frost likely on Tuesday morning, because we'll have clearing skies overnight tonight, so that's going to allow the surface of the earth to really cool down. And then a hard freeze is looking likely on Wednesday morning. Excuse me. These darn allergies have just bit me. They got me. Light rain does return, though, by the end of the week, so we'll be talking much more about that. I don't think it's going to be a major player, but what it is going to do is drop our temperatures once again as we get into the upcoming weekend. But I will say that the weekend is looking fantastic. So let's say good morning to Lee. We got Linda, Julie, Aaron, Missy, Deborah, Debbie, Cheryl, Eva, Felicia, Katrina, Otto, Lisa, Patsy. Who else do we have? Kay and Doll. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me on the chat this morning, whether it's on Facebook. That would be Mike Witcher TV, the East Tennessee Weather Facebook page, and or YouTube. And, of course, we can always put things up on the screen for you as well to really drive some of that conversation. And for those of you joining us on the East Tennessee Weather app, good morning. I know you can't comment there, but you can just enjoy the program. And don't forget to put me up on Roku TV and Amazon Fire if you're getting kids ready for school. You're getting ready for yourself. You know, you can download the East Tennessee Weather app for Roku TV, Amazon Fire, or just turn on the YouTube channel and watch it on the big screen. Did you know viewing YouTube on the big screen has now overtaken viewing YouTube on the cell phones? Did you know that? Pretty crazy stuff. All right, so the cold air advection has already started to take place. Cold air advecting, moving into the area. So we're down to 41 degrees right now in Jamestown, Fentress County. 55 in Knoxville, but when I came into the studio, we were in the 60s. And we're in the 50s and 60s across the foothills and parts of the mountain counties. Now, when you look at it, we are colder this morning. Much colder. Fentress County, Jamestown coming in at 18 degrees colder right now than what you were 24 hours ago. Knox County, 7 degrees colder. Chattanooga's 4 degrees colder. And Tri-Cities, a whopping 2 degrees colder. Geez, I'm going to not be able to get through this, am I? I've got like 4 school visits this week, too. All right, so the rain showers move on out. The rain showers move on out. But the dreary, overcast, damp conditions kind of stick around. And we still have enough energy in the atmosphere that can't rule out a couple of passing light showers, again, across basically south and west of 75 and Interstate 40 and 81. So the mountain counties for the most part. Then as we get closer to, say, 5, 6, and 7, again, the cloud deck should start to lift a little bit for some of us, start to clear for others, the Northern Valley, the Northern Plateau. But the mountain counties still going to hang on to the dreary, damp conditions. So if you have plans to be up in the mountain counties, if you're joining us from Polk to Monroe, Sevier, Blunt, Cott, Green, up towards the Tri-Cities area, Upper East Tennessee, Unicoi, Carter County, Johnson County, I do anticipate overcast gray skies and a dreary, damp day. So I think it's going to be wet. Not necessarily rainy per se, but just kind of a wet day for the mountain counties. Good morning, Patrick. How are you this morning? And we got Joanne joining us this morning as well. Good morning, she says to everybody. I love it, Joanne. All right, so lunchtime temperatures. Grab the jackets. So overcast, gray, dreary, damp, and temperatures only in the 40s and 50s. As I mentioned, temperatures just don't fluctuate a whole lot because our afternoon with the peak heating of the day, which is, when the sun's at its full angle, the highest angle, we're still only going to be in the 50s, low 50s for the most part. Going 54 in Knoxville for an afternoon temperature, 57 in Chattanooga, 54 in Tri-Cities, and 49 degrees for an afternoon temperature in the Crossville area. Again, I have adjusted these, and this is why it's important to download the East Tennessee Weather app, scan the QR code on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, because I actually put human input into the forecast, whether that be the day parts and your temperatures, because if you go look at your different cell phone apps that come with the cell phones, it's probably going to give you highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. And I don't think that's going to be the case. And officially, our high is probably even higher than that through the middle and overnight hours. All right, so colder air is coming on in. Here comes our trough. The colder air starts to settle in throughout the day today aloft. At the surface, it's settling on in. And then notice those lighter shades of blues. That's the reinforced shot of colder air as another little front comes on through. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it is going to bring us that even chillier weather. So when you look at highs around the region, sure, it's going to be 82 in Charleston, South Carolina today, but we're going to be in the mid-50s. 60 degrees in Nashville today, but lows tonight dropping into the 20s and 30s and 40s. So here in East Tennessee and 2 hour north, we're going to have areas of frost. And we're not going to have any frost or freeze products until May 1st. That is the biggest change from the National Weather Service. So if you're wondering why we don't have frost advisories, freeze warnings, they've changed things, and that doesn't happen until May 1st for us here in East Tennessee. Now, to our north and other locations around our region, they've already issued frost advisories and freeze warnings, like Kentucky. Tuesday high temperatures might be trending at or a little bit cooler in some locations than what we will be today. And then by Wednesday morning, we're talking about a hard freeze with 20s and low 30s heading our way. A shock to the system as we wake up over the next couple of mornings. Rainfall amounts, not a lot of rain. I've kept about a 30% today just because it's going to be dreary, damp. It's going to be kind of a gross day. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're dry. Wednesday, the clouds start to increase across the area. And then Thursday, Friday, another little weak wave moves its way on through. Let me show you what that looks like. Because it's not going to produce a lot of rain, but it is a wave of energy. So watch this. We pick up our timeline on Wednesday morning. Clouds will start to increase throughout the day on Wednesday. Probably not going to see any rainfall Wednesday, but Wednesday night into Thursday morning, a line of showers moves on through. And then I think we're going to hang on to some scattered light rain showers as this low just kind of spins around our region, keeping us partly cloudy to mostly cloudy probably Friday. And then some sunshine returns as we get into the weekend. So let's highlight that weekend forecast. I always like to try to highlight the weekend if I can. But coming off of a weekend, what are we looking forward to? The next weekend, of course. It's like we almost never want to be at work. I mean, if you didn't have to work, would you? Could you? Food for thought this morning. I've always said, listen, if I won the lottery, I'd quit working. But to be honest with you, I've got some friends that have some good money. They retired themselves for a little bit, And they said, I can't do this. What am I going to do? I'm just home by myself. There's no people to talk to. So he went and got a job. Right. Here's your 7-day forecast. As we highlight that in a lot more detail, we're going to see dreary, damp, drizzle conditions to 54 today. I'll go mid-50s tomorrow. Morning frost Tuesday morning. A hard freeze and morning frost on Wednesday morning. Light rain returns on Thursday, lingering into our Friday with cooler temperatures returning Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday as well. But the weekend looks like it's going to be nice, quiet, and sunny. So some nicer weather is going to be working its way back into the area, albeit on the cooler side. Hopefully you didn't get out on Saturday and plant your gardens. And if you did, well, you're going to have to take care of those plants here over the next couple of nights. Cover those flowers if you don't want the flowers to die. I don't know if you were with me at all this weekend. Maybe you weren't, but the witchers got out and did a bunch of backyard yard work, cleaning things up after the winter months, and the kids just kind of leave things, and things just kind of get left unknown. Good solid spring cleaning, if you will. But the wind, the warmth, and doing all that, messing with dust and stuff, I don't know about you, but are you dying too? Got a cough? I don't feel great, but I don't feel bad. You know how allergies are, right? It doesn't make you feel great, that's for sure. Good morning, Rachel. How are you this morning? We got Donna joining us as well. Yes, it's going to be a little shock to the system as we get into the weekend. Hopefully you had a good weekend. I'm retired. I still have plenty to do. There we go. Cheryl, I like that attitude. Good morning, Mindy. Howdy. How are you? We got Raymond joining us as well. What's up, Raymond? And let's see what else. So Otto said we had 2.766 inches of rainfall yesterday in Ringgold, Georgia. Let me show you the past rainfall forecast, the past rainfall amounts. I thought I had that in my forecast this morning, but I guess I didn't. I thought I pulled it up. Yeah, here we go. So I'll show you the last 24 hours and then the last 2 days. So when you look at the last 24 hours, here's what that looks like. So we picked up, just yesterday, basically, we picked up over an inch to inch and a quarter to nearly 2 inches in southern Tennessee, down towards Chattanooga. Now you look over the last 2 days, and look at the amount of rainfall that we got this weekend. 1, 2 pockets of nearly 3 inches across the Southern Valley. So the models actually did fairly well. It did end up raining a lot more across the Central Valley and the Northern Plateau from Scott County through Knox into Sevier County than what the models were indicating. They were going 1 to 2 there. So still pretty spot on, but when you look at the color coding, a little bit less towards Dayton, Cleveland, and Athens, and then a little bit more further to the south. And like Otto said, in North Georgia, we got a little bit more activity there. Good morning, Star. How are you this morning? Again, don't forget to scan the QR code. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. It really is going to be your one-stop shop. If you open up your cell phone apps this morning, just be curious. I'm curious. I think I deleted mine off my cell phone. But if you were to open up your iPhone or your Android cell phone app, be curious to see what somebody says the high temperature for the day is. If you want to do that for me, cool. If you don't, that's okay too. By the way, it is now 6:18, and you know what time it is. If you're new to the program, we like to dance. We like to have fun. We like to dance. Well, you don't want to see me dance. I'm not a very good dancer, I try my best. Thumbs up. Don't let me do that again. Don't ever let me do that again. Let's take a look at the national holidays for the day today, shall we? As we highlight those national holidays, today is April 7th. I've got a buddy whose birthday is today, so I'm going to have to go send them a text message and say happy birthday. If you know friends and family members that have birthdays today, make sure that they're loved today because birthdays are great. And if you have any events coming up here this week, make sure you highlight that in chat anytime, no matter what county in East Tennessee. All right, it's National IEP Writing Day. National IEP Writing Day. What is that? The first Monday in April. To honor all special education teachers and team members who write individual education programs, IEPs for students with disabilities. I'm going to give a big shout out to these folks. They do a fantastic job. The schools are on top of our kids. They really are. And we've got people in this world that care about these kids. And of course, with the third grade retention law that's taken shape across Tennessee, some of these kids have to be in IEPs just to be able to get past third grade because of the third grade retention law. All right, it's National Girl Me Too Day. What is that? Does anybody know what that is? National Girl Me Too Day. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. On April 7th, recognizes the strength and endurance of women of all ages and is an opportunity to show support for each other. Big shout out to you ladies this morning. Listen, us men wouldn't be here without you. You know that. And you all do such an amazing job every day, no matter what you do. So girl power this morning. All right, it's National No Housework Day. There we go. Seems appropriate if you did some housework this weekend. It was a good Sunday to do some housework inside. It was a good day Saturday to do housework outside. So I'll agree with that. No housework day today. Enjoy the day. Put the laundry away. Renee, put the laundry away. No housework today, my friends. You get the day off. We all get the day off of housework today. So if your significant other comes home and says, hey, why did you not clean up today? Say, sorry, babe. It's National No Housework Day. I took advantage. Witcher said so. And I'm the witch doctor, and I just wrote you a prescription for no housework today. I'm going to give a big shout out to National Coffee Cake Day, too. One of my favorite things in the entire world is coffee cake. I absolutely love it. I put it in the toaster, get a nice little crispness on it, not too toasty. And usually they don't get too toasty because it's soft in the middle. And then put a nice fresh layer of butter on it. That sounds amazing. And today is National Beer Day. For many of you some of you may not know, I am a home brewer. I've not brewed beer for a couple of years since I started East Tennessee Weather. Ain't no time to brew beer, but I am a home brewer. So any home brewers out there, big shout out to you. It's National Beer Day. If you're a beer drinker, maybe go celebrate today. If not, no need to celebrate. Let's go take you back outside. We'll show you what it looks like in downtown. Downtown Clinton. Big shout out to Anderson County this morning. Overcast, gray, damp. That's one of the newest East Tennessee weather cameras, by the way. Good morning, Tom. How are you this morning, my friend? My significant other sounds similar on Mondays. I think she must have a Riesling allergy. I like that, Otto. I know where you're going with it. I smell what you're stepping in, my friend. I'm in no housework. Yes, that's it. I'm in too. I'm in, Katrina. Oh, my gosh. Jeez. Yummy to coffee cake, says Cheryl. Yeah, today is laundry and working on dragons for Saturday. Wish it was no housework day. Well, the funny thing is, Cheryl, Felicia, again, for those of that unaware, we still don't have any stuff. We have nothing in our house still. We're living in our house, but our contents of our house doesn't come back for 3 more days, the 10th. Small story, real quick story short. Everybody's fine. Don't worry about that. We're like 2.5 months into this, okay? I know I didn't post a lot on social media, but we had a small kitchen fire. It threw soot all over our house, so they came and cleaned all of our furniture. They took it out of our house. We were in a hotel for about a month, got tired of the hotel, got tired of eating out. We are not eating out kind of people. And so we was like, okay, we got to move back home, but we still don't have anything. So we cooked dinner last night and watched TV on the ground, on the floor last night. But all that to say that, yes, we have to do some laundry ourselves today. And guess where we have to go to do that? The good old laundromat. No, wrong button. That's much more like it. Much more like it. Anyways, everybody's fine. Don't worry about that. Move that story right over your head and say, okay, good luck, Witcher. Good luck, my friend. I just want to check in and see if we have any new photos shared with the East Tennessee Weather app this morning. And we've got one. How about from Deborah? Deborah Munson sent this one in. That's a cool little photo. Feed the little birdies. Feed the birdies. Look at them getting a drink of water. I suppose that's not just a birdie, but that would be a hummingbird, I'm assuming. I assumed right. But you know what assuming does, right? Let's not go there. Good morning, Tanner. How are you this morning? We got Teresa joining us. And oh no, it's good for no distractions. It's Monday, my friends. Do you have a case of the Mondays like me? Hopefully you don't. I hope you have a great day today. Listen, it's going to be a dreary, damp, overcast, gray day. Not necessarily a lot of rain per se, but just a gray, dreary, damp day. So making it, I guess, kind of wet sometimes, especially across the mountain counties. We'll see improving conditions across the northern plateau and the northern valley as the day progresses. All that sweeps its way on through. The trough comes through, and it's going to make for a rather cold start to our day tomorrow with areas of frost tomorrow and a hard freeze on Wednesday morning. Another little weak wave moves its way through as we get into our Thursday, Friday. Drops our temperatures again over the weekend, but I will tell you that this weekend is looking like it's going to be sunny and fantastic. For those of you joining on the app, if you joined in late, by the way, I'm going to send you back to the 24-hour weather channel, so don't go anywhere. You'll get your full forecast right away if you missed that. Don't forget, you can always click on your daily forecast weather updates with the East Tennessee Weather app. Track the rain, track the daily forecast, track the cold. Stay on top of the weather here in East Tennessee with the East Tennessee Weather app. Download it today. Scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, or just go to your app store and search easttnweather.com. I'm on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, and all social media. Have a great Monday, everybody. Have a great Monday. See if I get my words out. It's a Monday. I told you, be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short.